Hey there, welcome to the first episode of Slowing Down Time. I'm Jim Tierney, and what I have here is an Edgertronic high-speed video camera, and we're going to use this to film some interesting things. And the first interesting thing that we're going to film is this device right here called an Anarchy Blaster. If you're familiar with Digital Anarchy, you know that we gave these away at a trade show a while back. It's a pretty amazing little awesome device. What it is a fog machine with a diaphragm. And what that means is that it shoots smoke rings. It's pretty awesome. And so we're going to film this with this at 700 frames a second. It can actually go up to 200 frames a second, but at 720p HD resolution, it can only do 700. And that will have to be enough for us to slow those smoke rings down as they're coming out of the gun. And we think it's going to be pretty interesting. So we're going to slow down time and see what happens. So come on and join us. Welcome to the Anarchy Blaster episode of Slowing Time. We're going to be blowing smoke at 1255 frames per second. And that's what you're looking at right now. We decided a higher frame rate and lower resolution would be better, so instead of 720p at 700 frames a second, we're going to be shooting at 800 by 600 resolution, and that allows us to get that 1255 frames per second. We're seeing the smoke rings from the front of the gun coming at the camera. From this perspective, they look like something out of a H.P. Lovecraft novel or some sort of deep sea creature. So maybe we'll name these smoke rings Cthulhu. And yes, if you blow enough smoke, you'll start giving your rings strange names as well. And so say hello to Cthulhu. Anyways, let's take a look at the rings at full speed. This is 720p footage, and you'll notice it takes about 1/5 of a second for the rings to travel out of the frame. By shooting at 1255 frames per second, we're taking that 1/5 of a second and extending it to almost 7 seconds. It's a factor of about 40, and it allows you to see some really amazing details. So let's look at it from the side. One of the really cool things you'll notice are the 2 black holes in the ring. The rings are hollow on the inside, so from the side you can clearly see that. Smoke rings are air vortexes made visible by the smoke. The outer edge is moving faster than the inner edge, creating kind of a circular tornado, and that creates a hollow space in the center until the vortex collapses. And it's always bad when your vortex collapses. And the other cool thing to notice is how the smoke moves like the liquid it is. It looks very similar to food dye dropped into water, which is another awesome thing to look at if you have a high-speed camera to play with. And so we'd like to thank Edgertronic for giving us one to experiment with and play with. One issue that comes up with these cameras is flicker caused by electric lights, and we've used Digital Anarchy's Flicker Free to remove that problem from what you've been watching, so the video appears nice and smooth. And speaking of liquid, at 350 frames per second, which is what this is, the smoke really looks like liquid. So enjoy that final view of our smoke. And thanks for joining us, and see you on the next episode of Slowing Time.